Yeah, I think just first of all, man, just give a shout out to our crowd, our fans. They're incredible. Our students, the student section. What a great atmosphere. This is what college football is all about. You know, our first Big 12 game, playing a team like Oklahoma, in our stadium at Nippert, and you know, when you sit there as a little boy, you know, looking at college football, that's what you want to see, and that's what we had. Job by our administrative team, and everybody involved in putting this together, because there's a lot going on to make this a great fan experience out here, and they did it, man. It was awesome. You know, it's such a great place to play. Disappointed, obviously, in the score. I'm proud of the way our guys fought. I'm looking at the field and, you know, seeing guys. We're a little bit undermanned as far as the numbers go, depth issues, and our guys are battling. They're coming off. They got, you know, shoulders, legs, and everything, and they don't want to come off the field. They want to continue to play and continue to fight. And I told them that's what championship teams are made of, and that's why we have to be. This outcome's not what we wanted, but we're striving toward that. We're striving toward championships. And you know, if you've got a team full of guys that will fight, then you're going to get there. And we're going to continue to work hard. We're going to continue to strive to get there. You know, I'm very proud of our defense today. You know, they held a very high-powered offense to 20 points, and not a lot of help from our offense today. So that, you know, so they're right back out there and having to continue to defend an offense that goes as fast as anybody in the country, with a quarterback that maybe is as experienced as anybody in the country, that came into the game 83% completion percentage, and scoring 55 points a game. And we hold them to 20 points. I was proud of our guys on that side of the ball. Quite honestly, played good enough for us to win on that side. And, you know, I think offensively, you know, in spurts, moved the ball. I thought tonight we had some protection issues tonight or today that were, you know, we had some guys running free in the secondary and didn't have time to throw it. I mean, those are certainly things we're going to need to work on this week. I mean, as far as the pressures go, they did, you know, Venables as an outstanding defensive coach, did a great job with some pressures. You know, we popped a few runs in there, but not consistent. I think that obviously hurt us. Game plan going in, we wanted to, you know, control the game on our side and be able to occupy the ball, and be able to run the ball and stay on the sticks. Now, the problem with that is when you get off the sticks, and we did in the first half, I felt like, you know, we were third and long. Most of the first third downs that we had, maybe the first 5 or 6. And it's hard to overcome those, you know, when it's that long yardage. And, you know, we were not very good on third down because of that today. But again, I think on offense, our guys played hard. You know, they're playing their butts off, and that's what it takes. Continue to do that. You know, missed a field goal. We knocked down a 55-yarder. That was good to see. And you know, but certainly have a short week this week. You know, we got to go on the road in the Big 12. You know, with a team that's got some dings, which is difficult. We need to live in the training room this week. Told the guys, we have to get our bodies and minds right, ready to go. It'll be important for us this week to take it a little bit off physically throughout practice. It'll be a lot of mental this week as we're headed, you know, all the way across country to play on a Friday night. So Thursday we'll be out of here. I mean, it's going to come around very fast.
What do you tell the guys? It's been like 14, 15 possessions without a touchdown. Now that's a very good defense out there. How do you keep their heads up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. We're not telling them that. I mean, you know, we're trying to score every possession. I mean, it's. You know, we're going out trying to make plays, but you know, one of the things we're not doing right in the last those possessions, you know, we got some chunk plays, you know, 15, 20, 25 yards, but not the 40, 50, 60 yards that are getting you all the way down into the end zone. You know, those big plays for touchdowns. There's one thing that happened. I mean, today we're playing against a really good defense, you know, and I think Coach Venables is one of the better defensive coaches throughout the country. And you know, again, we had some opportunities. I thought in the throw game, we gave up some pressure, you know, some pressures, and Emory's got to come off the spot, or we got sacked. A couple of those. You know, and I think, and even said, you know, even that with 7 minutes to go, we're still in the game. It's a 2-possession game, you know, so we're still in it, still fighting to go tie this thing up. You know, but we obviously got to, you know, find ways to get in the end zone. There's no question.
That interception by Emory into double coverage in the corner. What did you tell him after that?
Yeah, that was, you know, they were spinning the coverage to Xavier, so it was 2 over 1 right there. We got to work this side, you know. You know, he in his mind, he was thinking in red zone, close to the red zone. Let me throw it to the corner back here, and let him go up and get it. The problem with that is we were on the right hash. The ball's got to travel the sideways of the field and to the end zone. Safety had time to get over top, and safety, you know, made a good pick in the end zone. But you got to work the 3-man side that we had over here in the boundary.
A lot of talk coming into this game about your defensive backfield and their ability to play with Oklahoma. You got to be proud of those guys the way that they fought.
Yeah, and no question. I mean, we gave up some plays in the secondary, throughout the season, early in the season, and guys are going to get tested out there. Man, they held up good today. I think they hit one vertical ball on the sideline maybe today. That was the only deep shot they hit. They battled. Again, they played hard. They knew, the thing about Oklahoma is they're going so fast. You literally, it taxes you physically and mentally. So you have to play that play. You just ran your butt off, made a tackle. You got to look up, get your call from the sideline, and find your receiver and get lined up like that. It's extremely difficult. It's hard to simulate that in practice. And our defensive staff did a really good job this week of that, getting our guys prepared to play. Again, shorthanded a little bit back there on the back end there. And then, Samuel didn't play again today. You got, some other guys that were out. And the guys that played, man, they played hard. I'm really, really proud of those guys.
You mentioned not getting the 40, 50, 60-yard play, and I know you haven't had time to look at the tape from today yet, but what's preventing you guys from finding the end zone from the red zone?
Well, I think it's probably several things. If you get off the sticks a little bit, then it makes it a lot more difficult because if you're inside the red and it's third and, let's say 8 or more, it's very condensed, the field is. And so now they're just a little bit tighter coverage on you, so it's harder to find those windows and to throw the football. And then obviously, you're not going to run the ball really when it's that third and long in that situation. I think the big thing is to staying on sticks, having those second and medium calls and third and short calls to be able to continue to get into the end zone. I do think it comes down to guys' execution as far as fundamentally making the blocks. And here's the thing too, and when you get to tight red, usually there's going to be a one-on-one with somebody. Like you got to, as a running back, or you're going to have to make somebody miss. You're going to run through a tackle. You're going to have to get on the block and make my block. If one guy comes off the block, well, now maybe there's two guys. And so I think we got to do a better job of fundamentals inside the red zone. Blocking with our up front and our tight ends.
3 of 15 on third down today. Was that due to something Oklahoma was doing schematically or just a lack of execution?
I think it was third and long. If we go back and look at the 15, over half were third and 8 or more, if I had to guess. Probably more than that, really. And it is so difficult versus a team that can bring pressure on you, and you can't hold the ball that long to have time to run down the field and get that many yards to throw it. I think so. Really, I think the third down woes today were really more first and second down issues.
You talked about the DBs. Obviously, Ken Willis made his first career start today. Just talk about what you saw from him today and your thoughts on his performance.
Really proud of him. We threw him in the fire, man. Your first start against Oklahoma, 55 points a game and go extremely fast. I thought he played really, really solid football game. A couple times out of position to be expected probably, but was flying around. He was getting in making plays, making tackles. Because what they do, they spread you out. I mean, in his position, he's going to get exposed. You got to make plays at that position. And I thought he did a really good job. And I think it's going to help us down the road, certainly, to have him available to be out there to play and get some experience like he did today against a really fine offense.
Can you just go into more little detail about your trust in Carter Brown? Obviously, he misses that short one, and you send him back out for that 54-yarder.
Yeah, we got a lot of confidence in Carter. Very disappointing, the last week when he gets the kick. And sometimes they can play with the kicker's head a little bit, mentally. The one that he missed today, I thought it was a little bit of a low snap on that one. And I think the timing got thrown off a little bit, and he ended up kind of hooding the ball, and it wasn't a solid kick. Obviously got confidence in him. We, not nailed a 55-yarder, and he hit that right in the screws. That was a great swing on there, and hopefully that'll give him a lot of confidence to know that he can knock them down. And we gotta win some games with him. We are, and we got a lot of confidence in him to do it. I thought Fletch punted the ball some good today, man. He was pinning them back there, really flipped the field, which obviously goes hand in hand and helps your defense to really get them backed up. So I thought the special teams was very, very solid today. That phase was good. Defensive phase was good. Ultimately, offense, we got to score more points, bottom line.
You're a better team with pace. Is this a hard lesson for him, and is he back for BYU?
Yeah, he'll be back this week, and we're open our arms up to him, bring him back, and be ready to rock and roll this week. So certainly hope he has a great game this week.
How do you keep the guys' spirits up after this tough stretch and then keep them focused even more for the tough challenge you have, going into that time zone?
Yeah, because I think you focus on every single day, all right, what do we have to do today, which will be tomorrow at practice, to do the best job we can possibly do. You can't, if you got a lot of fight inside of you, you're going to bring it every single day. And our guys, what they showed today, they will come back ready to go tomorrow. You have to surrender their outcome. You have to focus on that day and give everything you have. When you do that, the outcome more than not is going to come in your favor. And are you disappointed when it doesn't? Absolutely. But that's the adversity that we have to work through. We don't have a ton of depth at a lot of positions right now, and so the guys that are out there are going to have to play. They're going to have to, keep going and go out and make plays. You can't let a bad play or a bad game affect you. You got to come back the next day and ready to go. Just another opportunity.
What was the look you were trying to accomplish with, I think it was the tackle split out wide, a couple plays there in the second half?
Trying to get some first downs, and we did. You try to play with defensive coordinators and Venables over there, and listen, they've not seen that from us. Let's spread them all out. Let's see how they do it. We picked up a first down and picked up a few more yards, and, any which way we can try to steal yards with that. What you're trying to do is get them to miss a line, and they were confused, so it worked.
Danny Strutzman had a fantastic day. 13 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss. What was he doing so good defensively that caused him trouble?
What number is that?
13, I believe. The linebacker.
For them?
Yeah.
I think their linebackers, man, what they did with their linebackers, they played downhill quite often. And, when they bring pressures and when they walk their backers up into gaps, obviously they're right there. And they made the tackles. They made the plays there. Whenever we were spitting those runs, our guys blocked it up really, really nicely. But if a guy's a free hitter in that linebacker, we did not, make many of those guys miss, in the hole. And I think those guys got us down. I know on one of the 4th and 1s early in the game, 28's right there, makes the tackle in the gap. Sometimes it is going to be one-on-one. You got to try to make those guys miss.
Last few, Marshall and Jason.
You mentioned with the guys, they're feeling it a little bit. Some guys are nicked up. Plus, they have to work on fundamentals and blocking in the red zone today.
Yeah.
So, and you have a short week
I know.
coming up.
It's tough.
So what's the recipe to get ready for a game when you have to deal with all of that?
Yeah, that's tough. But I think for us this week, it is going to be a lot more mental. So we'll watch the film, and continue to watch and see exactly landmarks where you have to get your hat, where you have to put your hands. If they're doing this, you got to do this. So it's going to be a lot of teaching. And then we'll have one work day this week where we'll get after it. It'll be like our Tuesday, Wednesday combined. We have to get after. We have to rev our engine back up and get ready to go again with our guys, and that'll be our work day. And so that'll be the day that we'll have to get all that work in, where you're looking at short yardage and red zone, tight red type work. It's got to be this week. It's got to be this week. Thursday we're on a plane. We're out of here, and flying across 2 time zones, and we'll be playing really late on Friday night. So we got to get ready to go, and we utilize all the time leading all the way up to game time to try to get our guys ready.
Yeah, your first Big 12 game, but do you take anything from this? Do the guys take anything from this? Like, hey, all right, step up in competition, new league.
Yeah,
we can compete and win in this.
Yeah, that's why I told the guys. I mean, I don't know how many championships these guys have won in the Big 12. A lot. You guys may know. I don't know. A whole lot. They come in here. It's an entourage when they travel. I mean, I don't know how many planes and buses they took here, and how many people they had on the sideline, and how many people. I mean, because Friday we're trying to practice. I mean, they had guys that want to come before practice, after. I mean, it's like a boatload of people because they've won a lot of championships. They've been around a long time, and this is our first game, in the Big 12, and our guys went toe to toe. I mean, it should be encouraging to our guys and to our people to say, hey, listen, we're not that far off. We got to continue to fight, continue to do the things we can to compete for championships in the Big 12. And we're excited about that, and we're excited about the challenges coming up next week.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.
Oklahoma able to do up front that looked like they were giving you guys a lot of fits today with their blitzes and pressures?
I mean, they're a well-coached team, real talented team. I don't really think they did anything special. I just think at times, we didn't protect as well as we probably needed to. But, I mean, hats off to them. They're a really good team. So we just got to go back to the film room and get better.
Keegan.
So you kind of just stood there on the seat, Paul, with your hands on your hips for a few seconds after the game. What's going through your mind at that moment when you lose 2 consecutive games in a row?
What was going through my head then was just how good our defense played. They played tremendous, and the fact that we only scored 6 points, that was kind of frustrating and disappointing to me. And I feel like I'm the leader of this offense, and I don't think I got the job done today. So.
You mentioned the third down struggles, 3 of 15, had more to do with the lack of execution on first and second down. Yeah. What were you seeing on those third downs with it being, down in distance and behind the chains?
I mean, we kind of knew coming in they was going to play some sort of cover 2 on passing downs, and that's what they did. And we just didn't execute in the way that we needed to.
The end zone pass, did you think Xavier could go get that?
Wait, which one?
The interception.
So the interception?
Yeah, in the end zone.
I thought it was cover 2, and it was 2-man actually. I was thinking throw a whole shot to him, but the guy kept running with him, and I threw the ball up, and I didn't put enough juice on it, so it was just floating in the air. But I knew after that, every pass after that, I kind of knew that I had to rip the ball and not just float up in the air.
Last 15 drives, the offense hasn't scored a touchdown. Coach Satterfield just said that he thinks part of the problem in the red zone is fundamentals and blocking. What do you think the problem in the red zone is right now?
I mean, basically what he said, just execution and fundamentals. I don't think we we're where we need to be in the red zone, and part of it is lack of focus. I say in all areas, but that's something that we have to realize and understand, and we just gotta move on to the next game and make sure we get better at that.
You guys didn't rush the way you normally do, but you still outrushed them. Is Miles Montgomery now part of this mix also?
Yeah, like I said, I feel like we have 3 to 4 running backs that are starters, but I feel like for us, like whichever running back is hot, that's the one we're gonna stick with, and he was today.
You guys get 1 for 5 on 3rd and shorts, 1 to 4 yards. What's been the biggest headache, biggest issue for you guys not being able to get those short yardage 3rd downs?
Execution, focus, and the want to. I feel like, but mainly I say execution. I just don't think we execute in the way that we need to, and that's something we got to get fixed. And I know that we will. And I'm the leader of the offense, so I'm gonna make sure that it happens.
Did you feel like the deep ball was off at all today? Was there anything feeling different about it? 2 of 10 passing the ball 15+ yards.
Nah, I don't really think nothing was off. Like I said, they a real talented defense. They were neck and neck with all our guys. I was kind of throwing some 50-50 balls up, just trying to make, just see if our players can make some plays. And I feel like they kind of made more plays than us on defense today. So.
Marie, Coach shared when he came in here that he told the team that you guys were able to go toe-to-toe with a team that's considered one of the best in this conference, one of the best in the country. Do you leave with that feeling? Is that a silver lining that you can hang on to, that this team can stand toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in the conference?
Yeah, definitely. And I felt like that from the first game. And, even the second game, just knowing, I feel like I saw what type of potential we have in our team. And, I feel like we went toe-to-toe with that team out there today, and they are one of the best. And, to me and to us, that's not really the most important thing, but we just know right now that we can compete in this league, and that's something that we're going to do, and we're going to put our mind to that moving forward. So.
Aaron in the back.
You're a captain on this team. You mentioned a couple times about focus. What do you do this week on a short week to focus the offense, focus this team to get ready for BYU?
I'll say me being more vocal and making sure our guys are more dialed in than we have been in the past. Because obviously, what we've been doing had not been working. So I feel like for me, I just need to step up a little bit more, be a vocal leader, and just make sure our guys are on the same page and we're on the right track to go and get this win next week.
Shaman had a pretty good game today. I think 3 receptions, 50 yards. Is that something he can build on moving forward with that chemistry between you two?
Yeah, definitely. I think his performance today is a real confidence builder for him. I don't think he had many touches the first couple of games, and just him going out there today, I feel like he proved to our coaching staff and even us that he can go out there and make plays when he needs to.
Any other questions for Emory? Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Got Luke Kandra here. Questions for Luke? Russ, put that eye level, please. Scott. Luke, what do you think about the red zone difficulties, not scoring touchdowns? You guys make some progress, move the ball, and then you're kind of sputtering down that way.
Yeah, it's just, we just got, like, O-line, we just got to protect better, we just got to execute, really. And then once we execute, then we'll be able to get better in the red zone.
3 of 15 on 3rd down. Is that more due to a lack of execution or just something Oklahoma was doing schematically with the, being behind the chains?
Yeah, I mean, it all comes to execution. I mean, if we get our blocks, it's just that we just got to do our part in the O-line. So I think it's just, we just got to do our part.
As an offensive player, how much frustration is there to see your defense hold Oklahoma to 20 points and know that you guys couldn't get the job done when you got in the red zone or when you got close all day?
Yeah, give credit to the defense. They played their balls off. They did all they could. I mean, hold one of the top teams in the country in total offense points. The 20 points. Yeah, it's just frustrating. Just seeing them just play their hearts out and then just not do our part. Just not do our part. I mean, we got to score better. We got to score. You just got to execute.
Your impression of Nibbert Stadium today?
Yeah, it's awesome. I love the atmosphere. I mean, we had 14 straight sellouts. I mean, it's just crazy, just how crazy and how loud the environment is. It's been awesome.
Could you walk us through the few plays there where you guys had John Williams slide out to the outside there, and what were you guys thinking when that play came called in?
It was one of those plays we put in middle of the week. It was something new, and I thought we executed pretty well. I mean, it was, it's unique and it's fun for the O-line, just, get out out by the numbers, just being in that experience and having our formation like that, and I think it was really cool.
Coach Satterfield mentioned the lack of success in the red zone has been because of lack of fundamentals, especially with blocking. What have you noticed, and how do you fix that on a short week going into BYU?
We just got to look at the film and just practice our execution, our technique, and I think that, just by practicing, keep doing what we're doing, and we'll get there.
Have you noticed anything specifically with blocking in the red zone?
Just execution, really. I mean, there's nothing really schematically that they're doing that we haven't seen before. It's just that we just got to execute.
Any questions for Luke? Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
I'll have Dorian Jones here in a sec. One. Huh?
pretty active today. Is it starting to slow down for you a little bit here? Starting to get a little bit more comfortable?
Most definitely, most definitely. I think me personally, I am getting a better understanding on the defense. You know, I've been playing it for the past 4 years, you know, with Coach Brown. I think I have a pretty good understanding personally, but we've been doing pretty good, yeah.
How much different is it running the same defense with different guys? Like, does that create, you know, having to kind of relearn some things or readjust?
It's as far as the defense goes, you know, the scheme is the scheme, but it is a little bit different, you know, having that chemistry with other people, you know.
Oklahoma converted a 3rd and 19 on a rushing play. Kind of what's your reaction to that play, and how do you kind of recover from it and move on from it?
I mean, we just got to see it on film, you know. We made some mistakes, but we can clean it up this week. It is a little frustrating, but it's just a part of the game.
This is an Oklahoma team that came in averaging 55 points a game. You guys held them to 20 there. You finished with 13 tackles, a sack, and a tackle for loss. What was working for you guys defensively today?
I think we really did come out to play. We still made mistakes, 100%. And it was great to hold them to 20 points, but we still didn't come up with the win. We just got to do better next week.
BYU on Friday, how does that change your preparation with, you know, having to go across 2 time zones and play late at night?
Nothing changes, you know. It's the same preparation, same schedule. We got another team that we got to face.
Thoughts on the Nipper atmosphere today?
Nipper was amazing. The fans were great. They did their part, you know.
Your thoughts on Ken Willis today, how he played, having to come in, and then
Excuse me?
Ken Willis played today, how he did, and on the other hand, would you like to have Deshaun back next week?
I think you know, when somebody's down, it's just next man up. Ken did a great job coming in and being the next man up and doing his job. You know, I'm sure he probably made a few mistakes in the game. You know, everybody does. You know, DP, he's a great guy. He's a great player. You know, love to have him on the field, but it really doesn't matter who's in. You know, next man up. Everybody has a job to do.
13 tackles, a career high today, Dorian. Were you seeing gaps any more vividly this week than prior weeks? Were things clicking more so just in the timing from snap to tackle?
100%. I think it was more of a drive, you know, me personally. In practice, I've been trying to make sure I do extra as far as, like, running to the ball and making sure I'm 100% sure on what my job is, you know. Just trying to play in my scheme of the defense, play my part in the scheme of the defense.
Walk us through that sack that you were able to notch in the first half.
I believe we ran a pressure, and the offensive line slid away from me, and the running back came to block me. I really just got inside of him, put my hands on him, got off, made the sack.
Going through this many plays and facing an offense with this much tempo, how great of an experience was it for you personally, and then for the defense overall in a league where there's so many dynamic forms of offense in the Big 12?
Can you ask that again, please?
Just the experience of getting to face a team that plays with this much tempo for the first time this season.
It's honestly, it's nice to experience that because they do go pretty fast, and it definitely prepares us for teams down the road who want to go tempo, you know. And I feel like this team specifically, they're probably one of the best at running tempo, and we handled it very well. So it's hopeful for the future.
Because the offense wasn't able to score more than 6 points when the defense showed out as much as you guys did. When you do play that well against a prolific offense and your offense isn't putting points on the board, how do you handle that?
I handle that by doing as much as I can, you know, playing my game on the field, trying to pick up the guys around me. You know, every game's not going to go how you want it to, but as somebody who's as a starter on the team, you have to be that guy that's picking everybody else up. You know, like, we were still in the game the whole game, so you can't have your head down even when the offense is not doing as good as they want to or as good as we want them to. You can't put your head down. You can't let everybody sulk on the sideline. You got to keep everybody up.
Stay up.
You stay up with your teammates by leaning on your teammates. You know, like,
As far as like the D line, you know, they're picking me up when I make mistakes. I'm picking them up. You know, we're all on the sideline watching the game as well, and we're trying to go out there and put the offense back in a better position. Once they come off the field, they punt the ball. We're trying to put them in a better position, and we're trying to go score. You know.
Any questions for Dorian? Thanks.
Thank you.
So that's it.
Yeah, have a good one.
Thanks.